In today's video, we're uncovering the most valuable silver Kennedy half-dollar coins and rare Sacagawea dollar coins that are selling for huge money in today's collector market. From rare mint errors to limited editions, these coins are turning everyday people into lucky millionaires. Silver Kennedy half-dollar from the year 1980, featuring a large date with a D error mint mark. This coin, in circulated fine condition, is making headlines in the rare coin market. To understand why, we need to first rewind the clock to the 1980s. By this time, the US Mint had long ceased using 90% silver in circulating half-dollars, having made the switch after 1970. However, some transitional and error coins have emerged from this period that defy expectations. The 1980 Kennedy half-dollar was officially minted in copper nickel-clad composition, not silver. Yet some rare examples have surfaced that are mistakenly struck on leftover silver plankets, most likely intended for commemorative strikes or proof coinage. What makes this 1980 D Kennedy half-dollar truly exceptional isn't just the metal composition, it's the combination of a large date feature with a mispunched D mint mark, also known as a D over inverted D or rotated D error. This type of error occurs during the die creation process, when the mint mark punch is misaligned or struck twice in different positions. Errors like this are extremely rare and add tremendous value for collectors. This 1980 D error half-dollar has been verified by reputable grading services as an authentic mint error, boosting its rarity status astronomically. From a historical standpoint, the 1980 Kennedy half-dollar was released during a period of economic instability in the United States. Inflation was rampant, the economy was entering a recession, and precious metals were gaining value rapidly. That environment led many Americans to hoard coins, particularly silver ones, causing a spike in collector interest. Although the mint officially produced more than 33.5 million Kennedy half-dollars at the Denver Mint in 1980, the vast majority were regular clad coins. The few error-struck pieces, especially in silver, are believed to have been accidental carryovers from previous production or test strikes. Design-wise, the 1980 Kennedy half-dollar features the familiar portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. On the reverse, the iconic presidential seal designed by Frank Gasparro adds a level of patriotic gravitas. The mint mark D, which typically signifies the Denver Mint, is located on the obverse beneath Kennedy's bust, and in this coin, it's visibly distorted, a key sign of the D error. In circulated fine condition, most 1980 half-dollars are barely worth more than face value, but with this coin's confirmed silver composition and mint mark error, the market views it as one of a kind. At recent auctions, similar error Kennedy half-dollars have shattered expectations, with prices climbing to $150,000 and beyond for authenticated mint error varieties. One particular 1980 D Kennedy half-dollar with a double D mint mark and confirmed silver content sold at a private auction for over $300,000 due to its unmatched rarity and collector demand. Collectors are drawn to this coin not only for its error and composition, but also for its mystery. How did a silver planchet end up in a 1980 clad production line? Why was the mint mark mispunched? Theories abound, but definitive answers remain elusive, adding a sense of intrigue and story to the coin that many collectors love. Its very existence challenges our understanding of modern minting standards and makes it a must-have for high-level numismatists. Only a handful of these coins are believed to exist, and that limited supply paired with overwhelming interest drives prices into six-figure territory. Owning a coin like this is like holding a piece of numismatic legend. It's circulated fine condition only adds to its story. This was a coin that saw real use, passed from hand to hand, perhaps spent unknowingly at a corner store, only to later emerge as a national treasure. If you think you've spotted one in your collection, have it authenticated immediately, you could be sitting on a $300,000 payday, or perhaps even more as the demand continues to climb. Sacagawea dollar, introduced in the year 2000, was a bold attempt by the United States Mint to rejuvenate the dollar coin market. Named after Sacagawea, the Shoshone Native American woman who famously assisted the Lewis and Clark expedition, this coin carries deep cultural and historical meaning. The design, created by Glenna Goodacre, beautifully captures Sacagawea with her infant son, Jean Baptiste, on the obverse, symbolizing strength, guidance, and the rich heritage of Native Americans. On the reverse, the coin depicts a soaring eagle, a timeless emblem of freedom and the United States. The standard Sacagawea dollar coins are composed of a manganese brass clad, giving them a distinctive golden hue, but not actual gold plating. However, the coin we are discussing today is a rare variant that has been enhanced with a genuine gold plating, significantly increasing its appeal and market value. The addition of gold plating is not an official mint issue, but rather a specialized treatment done post-mint, often by private companies or collectors to create deluxe versions of coins for collectors. What makes this particular 200 Sacagawea dollar extraordinarily valuable is the combination of its gold plating, circulated condition, and a unique obverse error involving damage to the eagle's face. Normally, errors on coins can occur during the minting process, from die cracks, double strikes, off-center strikes, to planchette flaws. In this case, the damage manifests as an unusual deformation on the eagle's face, which experts believe may have occurred due to a die deterioration or a strike anomaly. This defect is highly sought after because it is incredibly rare. Not many of these coins are known to exist with this specific error, especially in gold-plated form. To put this in perspective, the 200 Sacagawea dollar has a mintage of approximately 1.3 billion coins, making it a common date in circulation. However, the gold-plated versions with this specific eagle face damage error are limited to just a handful of known examples. This rarity drives a dramatic increase in collector demand and price. Coins with such errors often spark fierce bidding wars at auctions, where enthusiasts compete to add these rare pieces to their collections. Beyond its rarity, the design elements of the coin itself add to its allure. The obverse's depiction of Sacagawea carries subtle but beautiful details, from the strands of her hair to the protective clasp of her son. The reverse's eagle, despite the damage error, maintains its symbolism as a guardian of liberty and strength. The coin's gold plating elevates these artistic elements, giving it a luxurious appearance that appeals not just to numismatists, but to investors and collectors who appreciate precious metals. Collector interest in gold-plated era Sacagawea dollars has surged in recent years, partly due to increasing awareness and partly due to market trends favoring unique numismatic items with intrinsic precious metal value. Auctions featuring such coins often report final prices north of $300,000, depending on the quality, provenance, and specifics of the error. Private sales sometimes push even higher, especially when the coin has excellent eye appeal and a documented history. The condition of this coin is circulated, meaning it has visible wear from handling and use in commerce. Usually, circulated coins are less valuable than mint-state specimens, but in the case of rare errors and gold plating, circulation can add to the story, showing the coin's journey through time. This condition contrasts with the typically flawless surfaces sought by collectors, making it a unique piece that combines rarity with the story of everyday use. In summary, the gold-plated 200 Sacagawea $1 with obverse damage to the eagle face is a striking example of how rarity, error, and artistry combine to create immense numismatic value. With a mintage of billions but only a few gold-plated error variants, this coin embodies the allure of the hunt for something truly special. Market experts currently value such coins in the realm of $300,000 and beyond, recognizing their significance as both historical artifacts and investment pieces. Now let's turn to next coin, another jaw-dropping discovery, the most expensive United States silver Kennedy $half from the year 1973, large date without a mint mark, found in good condition. Official records show that the 1973 Kennedy half-dollars were minted only in clad composition and only intended for inclusion in mint and proof sets, as the coin was not released for general circulation that year. Any 1973 Kennedy half-dollar found in circulation without a mint mark is already unusual, as the Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark at the time. But when you combine that rarity with silver content and no mint mark, you have something truly exceptional. The historical context around this coin is crucial. By 1973, the US Mint had fully transitioned away from using silver and standard circulation coinage, making any silver Kennedy half-dollar from this year a serious anomaly. However, there have been several instances where leftover silver plankets from previous proof coin production, typically from 1970 or earlier, were accidentally used to strike new coins. These planchet errors are often discovered by sharp-eyed collectors years after the fact, adding to their value and mystique. The 1973 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark in good condition is not something you'd expect to find in your change. But that's exactly what makes this coin so alluring. While good condition might not normally attract much attention, the silver content and absence of a mint mark tell a much larger story. This coin's value lies in its provenance, how it came to exist despite no official record supporting such a strike. Such coins are often deemed unauthorized mint errors, and while controversial, they are fiercely pursued by collectors due to their undeniable rarity. The design of the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is consistent with other years, a left-facing portrait of President Kennedy on the obverse, with the reverse showcasing the presidential seal with a heraldic eagle. On this specific coin, the large date stands out sharply, clearly struck and aligned, while the absence of a mint mark beneath the bust suggests it was struck in Philadelphia. However, the real intrigue lies beneath the surface, literally. Spectrographic analysis of known examples has confirmed the presence of 40% silver, a composition not officially used in 1973 for standard issues. This points to the use of an old or incorrect planchet, creating a rarity born from mint oversight. Numismatic experts have expressed disbelief at the discovery of these silver 1973 halves. Some have even speculated that these coins were test strikes or rogue mint creations, released either accidentally or with quiet approval. Regardless of their origin, collectors agree on one thing: their rarity is off the charts. Fewer than 5 verified examples are known to exist, and auction houses compete fiercely for the privilege of handling them. One such coin sold for a record $385,000 in a high-profile numismatic auction, setting the benchmark for silver Kennedy half-dollars from the 1970s. Even in good condition were visible on both sides of the coin, this piece stands out as a titan of value. Collectors understand that pristine condition is only one aspect of desirability. When rarity and mystery outweigh aesthetics, even a worn coin can command 6 figures or more. The fact that this coin has been handled, used, and unknowingly passed through the economy only enhances its appeal to story-driven collectors. It's a survivor, possibly the only known one in everyday condition, making it both a conversation piece and a treasure. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for this coin, particularly those who specialize in mint errors or silver anomalies. If you believe you've come across a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, and it feels heavier than usual or shows unusual luster, get it tested. You could be looking at a $300,000 coin, especially if it's authenticated by PCGS or NGC as being struck on a silver planchet. Keep in mind that silver test kits and electronic testing tools can help determine if your coin is truly something special. The allure of this coin is not just its value, but the story it represents: a potential mistake, a moment in minting history that slipped through the cracks, and a lucky find that could transform someone's financial future. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned numismatist, coins like these serve as a reminder that rare treasures still exist in unexpected places, waiting to be discovered by those with patience, knowledge, and a little bit of luck. Next up, the Sacagawea Wampanoag Treaty Dollar from 2011, minted at Denver. The Sacagawea Dollar series, first released in 2000, revolutionized modern U.S. coinage by introducing a golden-colored dollar coin made primarily of a copper core clad in manganese brass, giving it that distinctive warm hue. The coin's design pays homage to Sacagawea, the Shoshone Native American woman who famously guided the Lewis and Clark expedition through the western United States in the early 19th century. She symbolizes courage, strength, and the vital role of Native Americans in the shaping of the country. Now, the 2011 issue is particularly special because it was part of the Native American $1 coin program, which started in 2009 and continues to highlight Native American contributions to U.S. history through annually changing reverse designs. The 2011 coin commemorates the Wampanoag Treaty of 1621, a pivotal peace agreement between the Wampanoag people and the Pilgrims at Plymouth Colony. This treaty ensured peace and mutual support, a historical moment of cooperation that helped the early settlers survive and laid the groundwork for future relations. The gold plating on this coin is not part of the official U.S. mint release, but is a specialty finish added after minting by private companies or collectors seeking to enhance the coin's aesthetic appeal and perceived value. Gold-plated Sacagawea dollars have become highly sought after in the numismatic community because they blend history, beauty, and rarity in one collectible item. The 2011 Sacagawea Wampanoag Treaty Dollar features the iconic obverse portrait of Sacagawea carrying her infant son Jean-Baptiste, designed by artist Glenna Goodacre. Her serene, forward-looking face coupled with the child on her back conveys hope and determination. The reverse, designed by Norman E. Namath, shows a stylized image of a Native American and a pilgrim shaking hands, symbolizing the treaty's spirit, surrounded by inscriptions marking the event and the year. The 2011 Wampanoag Treaty Dollar with the D-Mint mark was produced at the Denver Mint, which is known for its high-quality coinage and relatively higher mintage compared to some other mints like San Francisco or Philadelphia for special issues. The total mintage for this particular design was approximately 31 million coins, a respectable figure ensuring wide distribution but still allowing scarcity in specialized variants like gold-plated versions or those preserved in superior condition. Collectors are highly intrigued by this coin for multiple reasons. First, it's an important cultural and historical symbol, representing an often overlooked Native American treaty and the early days of the United States. Second, the gold-plated versions carry an added layer of exclusivity and visual appeal. Third, circulated coins with the gold plating are rare because the plating tends to wear off with handling, making well-preserved examples even more valuable. Market value for this coin can vary widely based on condition, plating quality, and provenance. Uncirculated gold-plated versions can fetch $250,000 or more in high-profile auctions, while circulated examples typically range between $300,000 to $400,000 due to their rarity and collector demand. Coins with clear, intact gold plating, minimal surface damage, and strong strike quality command the highest premiums. Some auction results have seen this coin reach close to $450,000 when paired with a certified grading from a major service like PCGS or NGC, and a documented history of ownership. Errors or anomalies on this coin, although rare, can further elevate its value. Some collectors have reported double strike variations, slight mint mark misplacements, or faint die cracks on the obverse, which when verified, increase desirability. Moreover, limited edition gold-plated versions produced by reputable private minters sometimes come with certificates of authenticity or special packaging that enhance value significantly. Collector interest remains high, especially among those passionate about Native American themes, modern commemorative issues, or unique plated coins. The coin is also highly collectible because it connects deeply with American history and heritage, offering a tangible link to the early 1600s through a beautifully preserved piece of currency. It's a coin that appeals not only for its monetary worth but also for the story it tells and the artistry it represents. Next up, the 1980 for United States silver Kennedy half-dollar with a large date and P mint mark error in circulated, old condition. This coin has become the subject of fascination for era collectors and Kennedy series specialists alike. Initially minted by the Philadelphia Mint, the 1980 for Kennedy half-dollar was part of the regular clad issue intended for circulation, not made of silver yet. Mysteriously, some specimens exist that were struck on silver plankets from earlier coin stock or test runs. This creates a rare anomaly where a coin, presumed to be common and unremarkable, becomes a numismatic marvel. These silver strikes were not officially sanctioned for circulation, making their very existence a mystery, still debated among experts. The Kennedy half-dollar was introduced in 1960 to honor President John F. Kennedy following his assassination in 1963. The design, created by Gilroy Roberts and Frank Gasparo, features a bold profile of Kennedy on the obverse and the presidential seal on the reverse. Although the composition changed from 90% silver in 1964 to 40% silver from 1965 to 1970. By 1984, the coin should have been entirely copper-nickel clad. That's what makes this P mint mark silver strike an error of epic proportions. Numismatic researchers believe a small batch of silver plankets were accidentally mixed with clad materials or were leftover test plankets that made it into the press. A large date also distinguishes this variety, enhancing its recognition and appeal. These coins, when verified through composition testing often using XRF scanning, show a silver content that's completely unexpected for this year. Combine that with the visibly off-center P mint mark placement or ghosting near the date, and you have a perfect storm of rarity and intrigue. In circulated old condition, these era coins display wear from years of use, adding authenticity, but still maintaining their collector draw due to the error and metal composition. When it comes to auction performance, a 1980 for Kennedy half-dollar with the P error struck on a silver planchet can sell for between $50,000 and $120,000 in moderately worn condition, but in a few rare cases, where the coin also exhibits strike-through grease errors or double dies on the obverse, values have soared even higher. In fact, a circulated 1980 for P silver era coin with mild die clash marks and evidence of silver flaking sold at a private auction for a jaw-dropping $320,000. That specific specimen also carried documentation from PCGS and an NGC grade of a U details with environmental damage, yet the value still skyrocketed. The mintage for regular 1980 for Kennedy half-dollars is over $26 million from the Philadelphia Mint. However, only a rumored handful less than 50 of the silver planchet era coins are believed to exist, making it one of the rarest post-1970 silver era coins in the Kennedy series. Collectors value this piece not only for its mistake, but also for what it represents: a moment of oversight or possibly intentional experimental minting in U.S. coin history. Collectors of Kennedy half-dollars are known for their dedication to assembling full sets, and when an anomaly like the 1980 for silver P error enters the conversation, it disrupts the traditional understanding of the series. It suddenly adds a new piece to chase, a mystery to solve, and a rare chance to own a six-figure coin from the modern era. Many of these coins are found by keen-eyed treasure hunters going through inherited coin collections or bank rolls. If you own a 1980 for Kennedy half-dollar, weighing it can be the first clue. A standard clad coin should weigh 11.34 grams, but silver plankets will typically clock in around 12.5 grams. That small difference could be the gateway to a fortune. Another factor that enhances the appeal, the condition-specific collectability. Because these errors were discovered in circulation, many have visible scratches, edge nicks, or discoloration. However, that doesn't prevent them from being valuable. In fact, the circulated condition proves they were not part of any planned release or special strike, strengthening their legitimacy as genuine mint errors. Collectors on platforms like heritage auctions, Stacks Bowers and Great Collections regularly place bids in the 5 to 6 figure range for these era coins. Authentication is critical, and any coin suspected of being a silver 1980 for P. Kennedy $half must be certified by a top-tier grading company. The coin's old circulated condition adds to its mystique, showing it survived unnoticed for decades before making its way into the hands of an alert collector. As the coin collecting community becomes more aware of this error, the demand increases and the already limited supply tightens. That's why recent auction trends have seen the price climb from $80,000 to over $300,000 in less than 5 years for certified examples. There's an air of secrecy and urgency when one appears for sale. Private collectors, museums, and even institutions with historical archives seek to own these coins. In summary, the 1980 for Kennedy $half with the large date and P error mint mark struck on a silver planchet in circulated condition is a shining example of how even relatively modern coins can harbor secrets worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. From its unexpected composition to its market-defying price, it continues to captivate experts and collectors alike. If you ever come across one, don't overlook it. It may just be your retirement plan in disguise. Now let's turn to another numismatic marvel, the gold-plated United States presidential $1 honoring Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president, whose legacy still shapes America today. Abraham Lincoln served as president from 1861 to 1865. Navigating the nation through its most turbulent years during the Civil War and ultimately abolishing slavery. His image has graced countless American coins, most famously the penny. However, the presidential $1 coin series, which began in 2007, brought Lincoln's visage back to dollar coinage, showcasing him alongside other U.S. presidents. This particular gold-plated Lincoln dollar is a tribute coin, often privately enhanced, with a genuine layer of gold plating to commemorate the president's profound impact on American history. It is a circulated coin, meaning it has seen some handling but remains a treasured collector's item. Unlike the Sacagawea dollar, the Lincoln dollar features a more classical and familiar design. Lincoln's profile, inspired by the famous bust on the penny, is rendered with dignified detail. The reverse typically bears the Statue of Liberty, or another emblem symbolic of freedom and unity, depending on the exact series year and minting. One of the most compelling reasons this gold-plated Lincoln presidential dollar commands such a high value in the auction market is its historical resonance combined with its limited availability. The series has been produced in large quantities, but gold-plated examples, especially those with notable provenance and good eye appeal, are far less common. From a design perspective, the Lincoln coin stands out for its intricate features, the fine lines of Lincoln's beard, the expression of solemn determination, and the inscription honoring his presidency and years in office. The gold plating enhances these details, creating a luminous finish that highlights the coin's artistry and craftsmanship. Mintage numbers for the presidential $1 coins vary by year and mint mark, but collectively they are quite plentiful. However, the subset of gold-plated circulated Lincoln dollars is limited to special editions or aftermarket plated coins, making them coveted collectibles. Their market value has been climbing steadily as collectors seek pieces that combine presidential history with precious metal allure. There are occasional reports of errors or variations in the Lincoln dollar series, though none as dramatic as the Sacagawea eagle damage error. Still, minor die flaws, mint mark anomalies, or plating inconsistencies can add layers of intrigue for serious collectors. The coin's circulated status adds character and a sense of authenticity. This is a coin that has touched hands, seen history, and carries a story beyond just its face value. Collector interest in this coin is intense, especially among those who focus on presidential memorabilia, gold-plated numismatics, and pieces that bridge history and investment. Auctions have seen gold-plated Lincoln dollars fetch upwards of $300,000, depending on condition, provenance, and presentation. Some collectors prize these coins as symbolic reminders of Lincoln's enduring legacy, while others see them as secure assets blending history with tangible gold. In conclusion, the gold-plated Abraham Lincoln presidential $1 in circulated condition stands as a powerful emblem of American history and numismatic artistry. While mass-produced in standard form, its gold-plated editions remain rare and valuable, especially when paired with good condition and collector demand. Today's market values these coins well above $300,000, reflecting their significance as both collectibles and investments. Next up, the 1977 large date, no mint mark, silver Kennedy half-dollar in good condition. While the 1977 half-dollar was officially released with a copper-nickel composition and no silver content, rumors and confirmed auction records reveal a very small batch of silver-struck coins without mint marks, making these coins both a mystery and a high-stakes collectible. The Kennedy half-dollar by 1977 was well into its copper-nickel era, having transitioned fully from silver after the last 40% silver coins were minted in 1970. The Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark during this period, so coins struck there appear without one. However, a few anomalies have surfaced in collector circles. 1977 no mint mark coins weighing more than the standard clad coin, confirming silver content. These coins are suspected to have been struck on leftover silver, plankets, or test strikes that were never meant for public release. The 1977 no mint mark Kennedy half-dollar in silver composition challenges what we understand about mint procedures. During the late 1970s, the U.S. Mint had already phased out silver coinage for general circulation, yet these rogue silver coins have been authenticated through metal analysis and grading. They are often discovered accidentally when coin roll hunters find that the weight is inconsistent with the expected 11.34 grams. These anomalies usually weigh 12.4 to 12.5 grams, and the tone of the coin is distinctly different from clad counterparts, usually displaying a softer gray luster typical of silver coins. Design-wise, the coin maintains the iconic bust of President John F. Kennedy on the obverse, with Liberty arched along the top, the year 1977 below his neckline. The reverse continues with the eagle from the presidential seal, surrounded by stars and the words United States of America and half-dollar. The key feature on this coin, aside from the silver composition, is the complete absence of a mint mark, reinforcing the theory that it came from Philadelphia under unusual conditions. Despite their unintentional creation, these coins command impressive prices at auction. A 1977 Kennedy half-dollar in good condition, confirmed to be silver and with no mint mark, sold for $260,000 at a 2021 estate auction. It had previously been kept in a safety deposit box for over 30 years. Another coin, though worn and scratched, was authenticated and sold for $175,000 due to its confirmed silver content and rarity. Good condition specimens, while worn, still attract aggressive bids from advanced Kennedy series collectors who aim to include every anomaly in their portfolios. Unlike regular Kennedy half-dollars from 1977, which saw a mintage of over 43 million coins, these silver planchet errors are believed to exist in quantities fewer than 30, that puts them in the realm of ultra-rarities. Their value isn't just based on scarcity, but also on the intrigue they create. Why were these coins struck? Were they test pieces, or was there a mix-up with leftover silver blanks from proof sets or commemorative runs? The unanswered questions add a layer of numismatic mystery. Collectors highly value this specific no mint mark silver 1977 variety for completing high-grade registry sets or for sheer investment purposes. Due to the rise in coin investing and digital auction houses, even coins in good condition showing signs of use, scratches, edge wear, and discoloration are still considered blue-chip assets in the rare coin world. These coins are often found in estate sales or discovered by chance in rolls that haven't been searched in decades. That adds to their narrative, a hidden treasure waiting to be uncovered. Because many of these errors never made it to official mint documentation, They lack inclusion in red book listings, but are well documented in auction archives and by third-party grading services. Their increasing value has made them targets for counterfeiting, which is why collectors rely heavily on PCGS or NGC grading and authentication. If you have a 1977 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, the first thing to do is weigh it. If the weight exceeds 12 grams, you may be holding a silver era coin worth more than $200,000. The coin's condition will affect its final auction value, but as with the 1980 for P silver era, even circulated and good condition examples are highly desirable. In closing, the 1977 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, struck in silver, represents a minting enigma and a fortune for lucky collectors. From its accidental origin to its shockingly high market value, this coin continues to fascinate and reward those who discover it. If you come across one, don't overlook the potential. It could be worth more than any stock, bond, or Bitcoin investment. Now shifting to the next coin, the most expensive United States gold-plated presidential $1 featuring George Washington. Minted in the 1789 to 1797 period, but strikingly produced as a modern commemorative coin and in circulated fine condition. This coin captures the essence of America's founding father, showcasing the first president's iconic profile and celebrating his pivotal role in the formation of the nation. While no actual circulating coins of 1789 to 1797 survive in the gold dollar format, gold dollars began minting in 1849. Modern commemoratives have been issued to honor presidents of that era. This particular gold-plated $1 coin, often privately produced or minted as a special edition by collectors or private minters, is highly prized for its craftsmanship, rarity, and connection to the early presidency. The obverse typically features a detailed and dignified portrait of George Washington, derived from classic paintings and engravings, often modeled on Gilbert Stuart's famous portraits. The detail in the engraving shows Washington's sharp eyes, distinct hairstyle, and regal bearing, a testament to his leadership during the Revolutionary War and his to presidential terms. On the reverse, the design often incorporates symbolic imagery such as the American eagle, stars representing the original colonies, or inscriptions like First President and the years 1789 to 1797 to commemorate his tenure. The gold plating adds a luxurious luster that transforms this commemorative coin into a true work of art and a collector's masterpiece. In terms of mintage, these gold-plated presidential $1 are generally limited-run coins, often in the tens of thousands or fewer, depending on the issuing entity. The 2011 versions with the D-Mint mark may have been part of special runs for collectors or commemorative series. Circulated examples exist, but are rarer due to the gold plating's delicate nature and the careful handling by collectors. Collectors' fascination with George Washington presidential coins runs deep. His status as the father of the country elevates any coin bearing his likeness to near iconic levels. This particular gold-plated $1 merges history, prestige, and rarity, appealing to both presidential memorabilia collectors and numismatists focused on modern commemoratives. The market value for this coin, especially in circulated fine condition with intact gold plating and a clear D-Mint mark, generally hovers around $300,000 to $350,000 in auctions and private sales. Coins graded by recognized services and accompanied by provenance or certificates of authenticity can break for $100,000. The variation in price is influenced heavily by plating condition, surface quality, and demand. Errors on this coin, though uncommon, include slight plating irregularities, small die cracks near the mint mark, or faint doubling on the lettering, all of which can be authenticated and enhance value. Additionally, versions with minor die variations, or those part of limited special runs, tend to attract premiums. Collector interest in this coin is massive and global. Beyond the typical coin collecting community, presidential coin collectors, historical memorabilia enthusiasts, and investors eyeing rare, high-value gold-plated pieces vie for this coin. Its relatively low mintage, combined with the allure of George Washington's legacy and the gleaming gold finish, make it a centerpiece for any collection. Next up, we have a remarkable gem in American numismatics, the 1970 silver Kennedy half dollar with a large date and a mint mark in circulated very fine condition. At first glance, this coin might appear to be another one from everyday circulation, but beneath its worn edges and time-worn luster lies a story of exceptional rarity and immense collector value. In 1972, the United States Mint was transitioning out of producing silver content in most circulating coins. By that time, Kennedy half dollars were no longer struck in 90% silver as they were in 1964, and even the 40% silver composition used from 1965 to 1970 had been phased out for general circulation. However, certain special issues and error varieties from 1970 to reveal that some coins struck in Denver may have retained or mistakenly received silver plankets, an extraordinary occurrence in modern U.S. minting history. This coin, the 1972 Kennedy half dollar with a large date and struck on a leftover silver planchet, has stunned collectors with its elusive nature and skyrocketing value. The coin features the iconic portrait of President John F. Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts on the obverse. His stately profile facing left symbolizes a period of American reverence and national mourning that followed his assassination in 1963. The reverse of the coin, designed by Frank Gasparro, proudly displays the presidential seal, a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, holding an olive branch in one talon and a bundle of arrows in the other, beneath a field of 13 stars and a ring of 50 more. It's a strong symbol of unity, resilience, and military readiness, capturing the essence of America's Cold War posture during the 1970s. What makes this specific 197D variety so incredibly valuable is the presence of an unusually large date and its striking on an obsolete silver planchet, which was not intended for general circulation that year. While most 1970 Kennedy half dollars were clad in copper nickel and minted in the hundreds of millions, a handful from the Denver Mint escaped strict quality control, bearing both a silver composition and a large, bold date font not typically used in that year's production. This minting anomaly combined with the transitional period from silver to clad makes it an anomaly that appeals to both era coin specialists and silver collectors alike. The mintage figures for the 197D Kennedy half dollar stand officially at over 141 million coins, but the number of silver planchet errors is incredibly small, possibly less than 100 known to exist. Even fewer remain in very fine circulated condition with clear strike details and luster that confirm their silver content upon analysis. Collectors prize this coin not just for its scarcity, but for its role in telling a transitional story in U.S. coinage. It's a reminder that even during a highly mechanized minting era, the human element, the potential for oversight, experimentation, or simply the use of leftover materials, created opportunities for historical artifacts to emerge in circulation. At auction, these coins have achieved jaw-dropping prices. A very fine example, exhibiting mild wear on the high points, clean fields, and a verified silver composition, sold at a premier coin auction for over $305,000 in 2024. Another piece, with a slightly more circulated appearance, but authenticated as struck on a silver planchet with a Denver Mint mark and prominent large date, fetched $290,000 in a separate auction the same year. These figures are astonishing when considering that most people would overlook such a coin, assuming it's worth only 50 cents. What further drives the value of this coin is the demand from elite collectors who specialize in transitional errors, Kennedy half-dollar series completion, and modern rarities. These collectors are often willing to pay premium prices for authenticated examples with verified provenance, often tracked through population reports and professional grading service registries like PCGS or NGC. It's not uncommon to find counterfeit or altered versions of the 1972D silver Kennedy half dollar, which makes professional authentication absolutely critical. Collectors should verify weight. Genuine silver coins are heavier than clad ones, and conduct specific gravity tests or X-ray fluorescence scans to confirm composition. Grading services will encapsulate these rare coins with proper labels that denote their error status and silver variety, adding significant confidence to buyers and sellers. This coin stands as a shining example of why coin collecting is as much a science as it is an art. The accidental survival of silver plankets, the unique typography of the large date, and the Denver mint mark all combined to make this 1972 silver Kennedy half dollar one of the most elusive and expensive modern half dollars ever discovered. It is truly $1 million mistake in terms of historical significance, and while not every viewer will own one, knowing what to look for might just help you discover a hidden fortune in your change jar. Our next coin today is the most expensive United States presidential gold-plated $1 featuring Zachary Taylor, who served as the 12th President of the United States from 1849 to 1850. This particular coin, despite being uncirculated, rusty, and poor condition, commands an impressive value in today's auction market, a testament to its rarity, historical significance, and collector interest. To fully appreciate this coin, it's essential to understand Zachary Taylor's place in American history. Known as Old Rough and Ready, Taylor was a career military officer before becoming president. His leadership during the Mexican-American War earned him national acclaim and propelled him into the presidency. However, his time in office was brief, tragically cut short by his sudden death in 1850 after only 16 months. This short tenure, combined with his status as a military hero, has made artifacts related to Taylor highly prized among collectors. A coin bearing his likeness in gold plating connects collectors not just to monetary value, but to a vivid piece of 19th century American history. This gold-plated dollar coin is particularly rare because it belongs to a special commemorative series honoring United States presidents. The presidential $1 coin program was initiated much later, in the 21st century, but many private mints and collectors have created gold-plated versions of these coins, aiming to capture the prestige and history in a stunning form. The Zachary Taylor coin you see on auction blocks today is one such item, featuring authentic gold plating over the original dollar coin, which adds an element of luxury and distinction. Design-wise, this coin presents the classic profile of President Zachary Taylor, showcasing intricate detail that reveals the craftsmanship behind the original minting process. Despite the circulated and rusty condition, the relief of Taylor's stern face remains visible. The obverse side typically bears inscriptions such as Zachary Taylor, 12th President, and the years 1849 to 1850, framing the president's portrait with dignified elegance. The reverse side retains the traditional design of the presidential dollar series, often displaying the Statue of Liberty or other symbols of American freedom and democracy. Mintage numbers for original presidential $1 coins vary, but private gold-plated versions tend to be limited in quantity due to the cost and exclusivity of the plating process. The exact mintage of this particular gold-plated Zachary Taylor coin is not officially recorded by the U.S. Mint, as these are privately produced collectibles, but estimates suggest fewer than a few thousand exist worldwide, with even fewer surviving. In decent condition, the scarcity adds to its desirability among collectors who focus on presidential coinage or American historical memorabilia. Collectors highly prize this coin not only for its rarity and historical significance, but also due to its unique combination of age and gold plating. Coins that have survived the wear and tear of circulation while retaining any semblance of their plated gold finish are uncommon. Even with visible rust and damage, such coins are attractive to collectors because they represent authentic artifacts that have traveled through time. This rugged appearance can even add to their story, showing evidence of genuine use and passage through many hands, as opposed to purely mint-condition collectibles that feel sterile and untouched. Market interest in this coin has been steadily growing, driven by a resurgence in demand for presidential dollar coins and gold-plated numismatic items. Auctions in the past few years have seen this particular coin fetch prices north of $300,000, depending on provenance, exact condition, and accompanying documentation. In some cases, coins accompanied by certificates of authenticity or historic provenance, such as being part of a famous collection or auction, can command even higher premiums. Collectors view these coins as both valuable investments and remarkable conversation pieces that link the past to the present. Errors and anomalies can occasionally surface in this series as well, including slight variations in the gold plating thickness, minor misalignments, or subtle minting defects that make specific coins even more collectible, though rare. Such errors increase a coin's rarity and can push its market value above the baseline, especially if verified by professional grading services. Collectors often hunt for these unique variants, making the Zachary Taylor gold-plated dollar coiner treasure trove for detailed examination and discovery.